Consumer knowledge structures. People don't just tend to store their knowledge about things in a hodgepodge type of network, but rather we have a natural tendency to group objects and people together in categories that share certain characteristics. These are called taxonomic categories, which are specifically defined divisions within an orderly classification of objects where similar objects are placed in the same category. For example, our schemas for Coke, Diet Coke, and Pepsi, as well as other similar brands, are likely clustered in a category called soft drinks. We might also use subcategories to cluster specific brands and separate them from others. For example, we might have one subcategory for low-calorie or diet soft drinks and a different category for high-calorie or non-diet soft drinks. Soft drinks are probably part of a larger beverage category in our memory that also includes coffee, tea, juices, and bottled waters. By categorizing an object, we identify what it is like, what it is similar to, and whether it's good or harmful to us. However, not all consumers categorize product offerings correctly. This is especially the case when new-to-the-world products are introduced, such as when the iPad pioneered the tablet category in 2010. Graded structure and prototypicality. The objects that are contained within a particular taxonomic category share similar features and are different from the features of objects found in other categories. A category member, such as Diet Coke, shares many associations with other members of its own category of low-calorie soft drinks, but shares few associations with members of other categories, such as herbal teas. Category members vary in how well consumers perceive them to be representative of that category because our knowledge has a graded structure. For instance, within the smartphone category, today in the year 2019, the best examples for most consumers are probably iPhone and Samsung. That can, of course, change over time. For example, when I first started teaching at FIU back in 2008, the category exemplar for smartphones was the BlackBerry. So within a category, some category members represent the category better than others. This is referred to as the prototype, which is perceived to be the best example of the category. When it comes to pies, apple pie may be the prototypical category member, and when it comes to theme parks, Disney is a pretty good prototype. Several factors affect whether a consumer regards something as a category prototype. The first is shared associations. A prototype shares the most associations with other members of its own category and shares the fewest associations with members from different categories. The second is the frequency with which an object is encountered as a category member. Third, the first or pioneer brand in a category, such as Amazon for online books and music, may also be a prototype because it becomes the standard against which later brands are compared. Positioning a brand away from the prototype can be an effective way to differentiate it from the competition. For instance, the small-sized Mercedes-Benz Smart electric car is clearly differentiated from the full-size green car prototype, the Toyota Prius. Hierarchical structure. Taxonomic categories are also structured hierarchically, which affects the number of associations. Taxonomic categories can be hierarchically organized into basic, subordinate, and superordinate levels. The broadest level categorization is the superordinate level, where objects share a few associations but also have many different ones. Finer discrimination among these objects are made at the basic level. Beverages might be more finely represented by categories such as teas, coffees, and soft drinks, and the finest level of differentiation exists at the subordinate level. For example, soft drinks might be subdivided into categories of diet and non-diet soft drinks, fruit-flavored and non-fruit flavored. Consumers use more associations and objects as we progress from the superordinate to the subordinate level. In fact, grocery stores typically will organize products in taxonomic categories. For example, the superordinate category of dairy will contain category members such as yogurts and milks and cheeses. Correlated associations. Associative networks contain attributes that are linked together in the consumer's mind, which make these attributes correlated. For example, within the automobile category, consumers may expect car size to be negatively correlated with fuel efficiency, or price to be positively correlated with quality or luxury. Likewise, in the fast food product category, calories may be positively associated with taste. Although the attributes may be correlated in consumers' minds, they may or may not be correlated in objective reality. Knowledge about correlated attributes or benefits can significantly affect consumers' inferences about a new offering. Marketers may have to overcome some false correlations when designing their marketing communications. For instance, the brand Fiber One cleverly overcame the negative correlation in consumers' minds between fiber and flavor with their ad campaign that stated, "Cardboard no, delicious yes." Goal-derived categories. The content and structure of a consumer's associative networks and categorizations are flexible and adaptable to the requirements of the tasks at hand. For example, consumers may also organize their knowledge in goal-derived categories, which contain things that consumers view as similar not because they share similar properties, but because they serve the same goal in spite of potentially belonging to different taxonomic categories. Flashlights, water, beef jerky, and a tent. What do they have in common? Well, they belong to a goal-derived category of things to take on a camping trip.